This is why Travis is no longer here. And this is why Malik decided not to come. I don't know.
He'll be here.
Mm-hmm.
Watch.
I don't know what you do to people, seriously.
You like the whole class is gone.
You've been taking my
I'm
one.
not ill.
She got sick. I don't know what you said. But
She made herself sick.
anyway. All right, cool.
Oh, no book.
No books. Mm-mm. You can close it. Katie, you can close it.
Okay. Can we use this? Because I have a lot of notes in here. Do you want me to get a fresh piece of paper?
Yeah, go to the fresh.
I'm just being honest.
No, you're just not going to open the book for anything else. Just go to the fresh piece of paper.
Where's Alex?
I have no idea.
You ran her away. You talk about me, I wouldn't let everyone.
Oh, you just want to put it on somebody else right now. I
No,
know.
not
Anyway,
around anybody else.
see how it is. She was sitting next to you, not next to me.
Well, she was sitting next to a couple of us, not just me.
Well,
She left me. She's afraid of me. I don't know why.
what happened? You want Wi-Fi?
No.
It's be my guest.
My chair is like driving me insane. I'm sorry, I didn't even do that.
This is what happens when you don't get in thoughts.
No, I'm finishing my doctorate.
Oh, look at you.
I'm doing my dissertation, and
So
she's
special.
working on she's made some corrections, and she told me to consider this a conversation. I was like, I don't want to talk. So she finished it. So she destroyed it, like, this, change this, but she want me to consider this a conversation. So I'm saying, how do I talk with this when I'm mad? So, nonetheless, that's
All right.
Just take it as constructive criticism. It's not a bad thing. You got this. You got it.
appreciate it. I don't got like a year though. I got
No, but she's
You
making
don't need a year.
she's making up for.
You don't need a year.
Right.
You don't need a year.
All right. So you guys ready? The rules for the practice exam are a little bit different than what we did with the review quizzes.
Mhm.
Because in the review quizzes, what we were doing is raising the hand and answering, right? And whoever answered the most get a prize. Whoever answered the least gets penalized, right? Here, we all gonna answer. Write down. I'm going to try to mimic the state exam as much as I can. Obviously, in the state exam, you're going to be sitting apart. You cannot talk. We cannot talk, obviously. But what I'm going to try to mimic for you guys is the pace of things. Just like I've been doing with the review questions. Now I'm going to pace you guys through 110 questions. You guys got it? So, here's the first one. You're going to write down whatever the answer is. I'll give you a few seconds, and then I'll ask what's the answer. So, which of the following is not, again, pay attention to these things, not considered an improvement to land? Sewers, roads, building, or crops? Write down the answer. Which of these is not an improvement to the land? Correct answer is
See.
C, not an improvement. D as in David.
Okay.
The reason why it's not C is because C is a building. The building is,
Oh, okay.
yeah. All right, cool. So sewers and roads. Improvements is everything that's man-made.
Can I actually say, see?
Me.
So just real quick, right? Look at the similarities.
I was gonna put that next, but thank you.
I'm sorry.
No, go. That's what I was gonna do.
Just when you think about that, because sometimes it can be something that simple that when you look at the similarities, then you can see that this one is just off.
It's too far off.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Versus we talking about food and crops and buildings, roads, and sewers. You get what I'm saying? Like you see the difference.
Yeah.
So when you think about it a lot, because when you're taking the test, you want to think about the question, read through it really, because sometimes, a lot of times, we look at answers and it look like it's the answer, so we automatically pick it. You know what I'm saying? And most of the times, it's the correct answer, just not to that question. You know?
I love
So,
that.
you see what I'm saying?
Just not to that
So you got to make sure
Yeah.
you work your way through it, really vet through the question in order to understand it.
So that's what I was gonna go after. I mean, you have sewers, roads, building. The only one that would be off here,
It's crap.
crops. So sometimes process of elimination will work. Number 2, to the seller's agent, The buyer is properly described as, so to the seller's agent, that means they represent the seller. The buyer is properly described as client, customer, principal, fiduciary. Write down the answer. And the correct answer for 2 is. Say it louder.
Customer.
The customer, because you represent the seller. The seller is your client, your principal, the one to who you owe fiduciary duties, and everybody else we treat fairly and honestly. The customers. Which appraisal approach, as you guys see now, it's different. Like the questions are all mixed, right? So which appraisal approach computes the value of land separately from the buildings? Cost approach, income capitalization approach, market data approach, or market analysis? Write down the answer. And the correct answer for 3 is A, cost approach. Because the cost approach is about the cost to rebuild or reproduce the building, right? Land is land. There's nothing to do to it. But the improvement is calculated separately. Very good. 4, a person who has absolute control of a parcel of real estate is said to own a leasehold estate, fee determinable, life estate, or fee simple. Absolute control. Write down the answer. And the correct answer for 4 is D as in David, fee simple. Very good. Five. Jim Thomas lets his neighbor, Shirley Blank, store her camper in his yard for a few weeks. Again, lets his neighbor store the camper, right? He does not charge rent. He has given Blank an easement, an encroachment, an estate in land, or a license. Write down the answer. And the correct answer for 5 is D as in David, license, because license is a permission or privilege that can be revoked, right? So if the word right there, the key word there is lets, and then it goes further to say it doesn't charge rent, so it's not a rent, okay? So it's just a permission to park, can be revoked at any time. Great. 6, the HUD-1 statement will still be used for a mortgage secured by, this is like a level 3 question right here, right? Conventional loan used to purchase a single-family dwelling. Single-family dwelling financed by an FHA insured loan. A duplex in which the purchaser will live, financed by a VA guarantee loan, or a reverse mortgage. Write down the answer. HUD-1 statement will still be used for a mortgage secured by conventional loan used to purchase a single-family dwelling. Single-family dwelling financed by an FHA insured loan. A duplex in which the purchaser will live, financed by a VA guarantee loan, or reverse mortgage. The correct answer for 6 is.
Would be D.
You said B as in boy or D as in David? Correct answer is D as in David.
Why D?
Because all federal-related transactions must go through TRID, Truth in Lending Act, RESPA, Integrated Disclosures. HUD-1, GFE, and TILA are forms that we used to use in the past. They are still used, but for HELOCs, reverse mortgages, for second loans, for commercial transactions, cash transactions. So everything here that's residential and purchase right? So if we go again by process of elimination, residential or purchase, right? Then it's, and federally related, then TRID gets involved.
But because it's the reverse loan, it's through the bank, like she's not
Bank
actually
directly.
paying anything here.
7, a legal description that defines the boundary lines, right? It already says everything. Boundary lines is called A, geodetic survey, B, meets and bounds, C, rectangular survey, or D, recorded plat. I've noticed you guys making a mistake right now, some of you. Do not answer until I'm done reading all the answers. That is key. Even though one might seem very similar, or to be the exact one, which in this case is whatever you just answered, but the answer might be D. So that's why I'm trying to get you guys to pace yourselves. Always read. So the correct answer for 7, legal description that meets the boundary lines is called B, meets and bounds, because where the property line meets and creates boundaries. Very good. 8, which of the following is considered dual agency? Ready? Broker acting for both the buyer and seller, brokers cooperating in a multiple listing service, broker listing and selling to the same person, or salesperson listing 2 houses on the same street. Write down the answer. And the correct answer for 8 is A is an apple. You're acting for both the buyer and the seller. Very good. Now, I want to make sure what you guys write down your answers, because later on you're going to see how many you had right, how many you had wrong, and you self-assess. I'm not assessing you guys today. It's just really teaching you how to base yourselves for the exam, okay? So, which of the following is a lien that does not need to be recorded? A lien that does not need to be recorded. Money judgment, real estate taxes, tax deed, or voluntary lien. The correct answer for 9 is, what is it? Real estate taxes is correct. Okay. We have Dominique Rivera is answering. She just answered B. Do me a favor, whatever you answer, just put the number of the question first and then the answer, so I know which answer it's related to. Thank you. Next, 10. Malik is watching from home. He says, hello from Malik. What's up, Malik? You're safe. Tiffany's here, you're there, you're good. All right. 10. The term depreciation refers to value of real estate after the expiration of its useful life, loss of value due to any cause, costs incurred to modernize a building, or capitalized value of rental losses. Depreciation. What does it refer to? Correct answer is B as in boy. Loss of value due to any cause or condition. For some reason, internet's really slow and it's not streaming properly.
Your son was saying that earlier too, right?
Hmm?
He was saying that earlier too, right? Rachel?
He was, but he wasn't showing me like that. That's why I assumed it was okay. All right, next. 11. It says, whether a salesperson is associated with the broker as an employee or as an independent contractor is important for income tax purposes when applying for a license, when listing property because an independent contractor may list in their own name, when establishing the escrow account. So knowing if you're an employee or independent is important for what? Write down your answer. And the correct answer is
A.
A as in apple. Absolutely. A as an apple. Why? Because you're going to do your taxes differently. If you're an employee, then your employer takes all the deductions, right? If you're independent, then you are responsible for paying for your own deductions, Social Security, all that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good. All right. 12. A township contains 6 square miles, 36 sections, 18 sections, or 640 acres. Write down your answer. And the correct answer for 12 is
D.
D as in David. 640 acres, or, you guys remember what it was? How many square miles? 1 square mile. Anyway,
I'm gonna take my blackberries.
I'm sorry?
I'm gonna take my blackberries.
So, yeah, you were right, great. Could you do me a favor? Can you get the calculators again for me, please? All right, we need calculators now. All right, a merchant signs a lease. He doesn't need it. A merchant signs a lease of $800 a month, or 6% of gross sales. Or 6% of gross sales, whichever is more. In July, gross sales were $14,000. How much is the rent for July? A merchant signs a lease for $800 a month, or 6% of gross sales, whichever is more. In July, gross sales were $14,000. How much is the rent for July? I'm not showing you the answers. I'm waiting for you to calculate. I don't think that was the answer, but yeah.
Thank you.
All right. You guys got it? Is it A, $480, B, $800, C, $840, or D, $2,800?
I got C.
You got C? The correct answer is C, as in Charles. Did everybody get C? You guys are making my life so much easier. Aw. You heard that, Keith? Mom?
Should I have heard that? Somebody say something about me?
No, but you.
What happened?
Hmm?
Did they say you agree?
Yeah, pretty much.
That was the other option.
Yeah, sure.
All right. So, Jane Smith gave the hospital a vacant lot for as long as it is used for hospital purposes. The hospital owns a fee determinable, a remainder interest, a homestead, or leasehold estate.
Are we raising your hands or no?
No, just writing down the answer. And the correct answer is
A.
A fee determinable, because determinable means conditional or contingent. Very good. Next. Malik, make sure you put the number of the question first and then the answer. Now, the buyer moves in and pays expenses and loan payments, but the seller retains title in a lease option, purchase money sale, land contract, or sale and lease back. Write down the answer. Buyer moves in, pays the expenses and loan payments over a period of time. The seller retains the title in a lease option, purchase money sale, land contract, or sale and lease back. Correct answer is? Correct answer is C as in Charles, land contract, because a land contract is like an installment sales contract, similar to car financing, remember? They get the title at the end. All right. Next, 16. A tenant's written 1-year lease expires on May 1st. To obtain possession on May 1st, the landlord must give the tenant notice by April 30th, 60 days notice, 1 month's notice, or no notice. Write down your answer. It's a 1-year lease that expires on May 1st. To obtain possession on May 1st, the landlord must give the tenant, correct answer for 16 is
D.
D as in David, no notice, because this is an estate for years. An estate for years has a simple clause, which is the check-in, check-out. You walked in on a particular day, and you walk out on a particular day. It's all set in your 1-year lease that ends on May 1st. Okay? (17) Which of the following situations will not delay closing under TRID rules? Which of the following situations will not delay closing under TRID rules? A, escrow amount for taxes and insurance was changed. B, lender could not document the applicants over time. C, applicant decided on a different loan program. Or D, prepayment penalty was added. Which of these would not delay or trigger a new closing date? Write down your answer. And the correct answer for 17 is A as in apple. Here's the thing. If a prepayment penalty was added, you have to remember that in the state of New Jersey, there isn't any. So that would trigger a new delay period, so a new 3-day to get a CD. Applicant decided on a different loan program. If we change the loan altogether, yeah, it's going to trigger a delay. B, the lender, the bank cannot document how much money you make. So do you qualify for this loan? Maybe not. So it would trigger a new delay period, right? So if you guys see B, C, and D, they're all related to the loan itself. They all have something in common, much like what Keith was saying in the beginning. You got to look at certain things that are in common. So by default, the only one that doesn't fall into it will be escrow amount for tax and insurance, because tax and insurance are responsibility of the borrower, not the bank. Even though we bundle it all together, they're a set responsibility. It does not change the loan. You guys got it? Mm-hmm. So TRID only changes based on changes to the loan. 18. The Jensens own property that the city wants to use to extend the airport runway. The Jensens refuse to sell. The city may acquire the property by its right of eminent domain, easement, accession, or recapture. Do not write down the answers until I'm done reading. I told you this. Very, very important. Even though you might know the answer, it looks like it's the correct answer. In this case it is. It's easy. But it could be another one. 18. The correct answer is A as an apple, eminent domain, the government's rights to take privately owned property for public good. Right, Keith?
Mm-hmm.
Georgia Brown sold her listed home herself and did not owe anyone a commission. Let's read this part again. Georgia Brown sold her listed home herself and did not owe anyone a commission. The listing she had signed was probably multiple listing, net listing, exclusive right to sell listing, or exclusive agency listing. Write down the answer. She listed her home. Okay? And sold it herself. Doesn't say she listed it herself. She says sold her home herself. Did not owe anyone a commission. Mm-hmm. Correct answer for 19 is
I put D.
D as in David. You said A? A is the multiple listing system where we advertise the property. It's not a type of listing. Okay, there's only 4 types of listings. 3 legal in New Jersey and 1 illegal. There's open listing, exclusive right to sell, exclusive agency, and net listing, which is illegal in New Jersey. 20. Federal income tax regulations allow homeowner to reduce taxable income by amounts, thank you, by amounts paid for. Enjoy your Sweet 16. That's what he's doing. All these years later, he's just enjoying life. All right,
I should have told him that.
Bid him.
He'll come back next
he's
time.
right there. It's his first Sweet 16.
Sweet 16.
Not sweet, not 16.
Mm-hmm. All right, so federal income tax regulations allow homeowners to reduce taxable income by amounts paid for interest and property tax, Malik, here's the thing. Okay. All right. Let's go back to 20. Malik, throw the book away. Here, it's no book. So do me a favor, throw the book away. He's already seen the answers, so it's a lot easier for him. That's what you don't say this stuff to the instructor. He goes like, online is so easy because I can see the next question.
That's what he said?
Mm-hmm.
Well, because you're going, how you do it.
No, he has all the answers right there. That's why I say close the book. So he can see,
Everything.
yeah, so he's prepared to answer.
I'm sure you can get the right answer.
I'm sorry?
He wants the right answer.
Yeah, but
Maybe you can take the book with him inside the test.
maybe.
Yeah,
Listen, you never know. All right, so let's try this again. For federal income tax regulations, allow a homeowner to reduce taxable income by amounts paid for interest and property tax, repairs and maintenance, insurance premiums, or all of the above. Write down your answer. He said okay, like a guilty okay. Anyway. All right. Correct answer for 20 is. Say it again. Are you sure? D? It's A? Are you sure? Okay. Correct answer is A. We could never deduct repairs and maintenance on primary homes, only investment properties. Insurance premiums are not tax deductible, therefore all of the above is incorrect. Correct answer is interest and property tax. (21) A grantor becomes a lessee and the grantee becomes a lessor in a land contract, lease option, sale and leaseback, or wraparound mortgage. A grantor becomes a lessee and the grantee becomes the lessor in a, write down the answer. Who's the grantor, by the way? The owner, the seller. Who's the grantee? The buyer. Who's the lessor? A landlord. And the lessee? A tenant. So, translating this into English, the seller becomes the tenant, and the buyer becomes the landlord. In a, correct answer is?
C.
C as in Charlie, sale and leaseback. I sell to you, I was once the seller, but then I lease from you, I become the tenant. You were once the buyer, now you become my landlord. Very good. (22) Ben Wolf has defaulted in payment of several debts, and the court has ordered his property sold to satisfy them. Which of the following would be considered the prior lien? You had this question in the morning, right? A, the outstanding mortgage dated and recorded 1 year ago, current real estate taxes, mechanics lien for work that was started 2 months before the mortgage was recorded, or a court judgment rendered and recorded last month. Which one of these would be considered the prior lien? Which one of these is considered the prior lien? Correct answer is
D.
current real estate taxes. Who gets paid first? Taxes,
Special assessments.
always. Yep. Good. 23. A guarantee that the lender will commit to a certain percentage for the cost of the loan is called? Well, you got the right answer now. You're good. So I have a 22C and a no, B. Wrong answer. It's all good. All right. Guarantee that the lender will commit to a certain percentage for the cost of the loan is called, first of all, commit and loan and percentage. 3 things to remember as you read the answers. Tariff security, requirement for prepayment penalty, balloon payments, or rate lock. Write down the answer. Guarantee that the lender will commit to a certain percentage for the cost of the loan is called tariff security, requirement for a prepayment penalty, balloon payment, or rate lock. And the correct answer for 23 is
D, I believe.
D, I believe. I can fly. D, rate lock. It's a commitment to hold a certain percentage for the loan. Rate lock, correct. 24. What is the function of grandma, Fannie Mae? They buy FHA loans, insure FHA loans, make FHA loans, or review FHA loans. What is the function of Fannie Mae? Correct answer for 24 is A is an apple. They're in the secondary market and they buy FHA insured loans. Very good. I'm also pacing to give a chance because of the delay. Give a chance for the people at home to answer. It was roughly like 10 seconds delay. All right. Continuing education courses. Continuing education courses, or CE courses, may be taken in the classroom only, exclusively over the internet, entirely by mail, internet, or classroom. Continuing education courses may be taken correct answer for 25 is
D.
D as in David. C credits can be done by mail, internet, or classroom. If it asks for pre-licensing, where can we do pre-licensing? A, classroom only. Very good. 26. As agent for the seller, a real estate broker may promise that the seller will accept any offer that meets the terms of the listing contract. B, solicit the buyer for an offer to purchase. C, sign an acceptance to a bona fide purchase offer. Or D, refuse to forward a ridiculously low offer. 26. As agent for the seller, a real estate broker may promise that the seller will accept any offer that meets the terms of the listing contract. So if you list it for $100,000, you'll accept any offer that meets the $100,000, as an example. Solicit the buyer for an offer to purchase. Solicit is to search for, to obtain.
What do you mean?
Look for a buyer that will put an offer to purchase.
Okay.
C, to sign an acceptance of an offer. Or D, refuse to forward a ridiculously low offer. The correct answer for 26 is
B.
B as in boy. Because our job for the seller is to find a buyer. Our job for the buyer is to find a seller. Simple. 27. 27. The new combined federal TRID requires the lender to provide a loan estimate within 3 business days of a completed loan application, forbids the use of the term annual percentage rate, I like your expression, prevents a broker from saying FHA financing available in a classified ad, or requires that all mortgage loans to be made on a standard government form. The new combined TRID requires what? Or forbids what? Correct answer for 27 is
A.
A as an apple. The new TRID requires that every completed application must be met with a loan estimate within 3 business days. Okay? If we look at the other answers, it says forbids the use. No, it requires. It's actually the opposite. That's why that one's incorrect. FHA financing available, no problem in saying that, right? But here it says prevents or forbids one. And lastly, all the mortgage forms must be on standard government forms? No. Loan applications? No. It's the bank's own loan applications. 28. What are you smiling about? Now, the amount of money that will be paid by a buyer to a seller, both well-informed and neither under duress, is the real properties. The amount of money that will be paid by a buyer to a seller, both well-informed and neither under duress, is the real properties, exchange value, market value, appraised value, or salvage value. Correct answer for 28 is?
B.
What is it?
B.
B as in boy, market value. Okay? Because when the seller is not forced to sell, the buyer is not forced to buy, both know of the potential or the defects of the property, right? And the property has had reasonable exposure on the market. That is the true market value. All right, so Malik says 27. Now the answer, but not sure. I'm sorry, you have to write a little bit better what the answer would be or what your question would be. So for 28, market value, you guys got it? All right, calculators. Property is listed for $160,000 and sells for $150,000 in a town that reassesses at sales price on transfer. The tax rate is $1.93 per $100. How much is the tax bill? They listed at 160, but they sell for 150. How much is the tax bill?
Hold on.
I'm holding. All right. You guys ready? Is it $289.50, $308.80, $2,895, or $3,088?
C.
Correct answer is C as in Charles. Very good. Did everybody get C? Yes? Cool. Let me just see what's happening at home. Did we lose Malik? All right. Ready? 30. It says a real estate broker who received a commission for sale of a home in a transaction in which neither the buyer nor the seller was a principal acted as transaction broker, seller's agent, buyer's broker, or dual agent. Real estate broker received a commission for a sale in the transactions in which neither the buyer nor the seller was a principal. Correct answer for 30 is
A.
A as an apple, transaction broker. Very good. 31. Which of the following is not essential to an enforceable real estate sales contract? Earnest money, put it in writing, offer an acceptance, or consideration. Which one is not essential to an enforceable real estate sales contract? Correct answer is? I'm going to send you, Katie, to take the exam now. You're going to go take the exam now. You haven't missed one. Might as well. Right, Keith?
I'm ready.
Ready.
All right.
I had A as my first option, but then I changed to B.
Why? A real estate sales contract must be in writing.
Alright.
It must have an offer and an acceptance or it won't be valid. And it must have proper consideration or exchange of value. What is not required is the good faith deposit or earnest money, which is A. $32. The lender has agreed to finance furnished condominium units. The lender has agreed to a package mortgage, blanket mortgage, shared equity mortgage, or wraparound mortgage. Write down your answer. The lender agreed to finance a furnished condominium. The lender has agreed to a correct answer for 32 is
B.
what is it?
B.
You said B as in boy?
Yeah.
A blanket? Nope.
D then?
A.
I
Hey.
don't know.
It's a package deal. You're getting the house and the furniture.
I was thinking about when you explain you have a lot and then you divide all of them and then you sell each part.
That's a blanket mortgage. Is that what it's asking here? Furnished
I just looked at the
condominium.
condominiums units, that's all.
Even if you looked at condominiums, it's not a lot. Condominiums is units,
Okay.
like actual buildings. Okay? Malik says 32 is whole package.
Well,
It's not one of the answers, but package is there, so I understood as package mortgage. Very good. 33. A married couple who meet the ownership and occupancy requirements may sell a principal residence with no federal capital gain tax profit on up to 125, 250, 500, or any amount. This one's easy. Married couple, they don't have to pay for capital gains profit on,
C.
and the correct answer is
C.
C is in Charlie, $500,000. Very good. 34. We're almost halfway. That was very rude. That was extremely rude. I expect that from the regular. All right. 34. The amount of commission due a salesperson is determined by agreement between the broker and seller, agreement between the broker and salesperson. Can you stop interrupting my classmate? Yawning, coughing. We're going to do sneeze next. Did you just come from? All right, so the local association of realtors or state law.
It's okay, I chew too loud.
And she
And
sits
he
right
drinks
next to the
the
camera.
It's
Anyway,
okay.
34. The correct answer is, what is it? B as in boy. The commission due to the salesperson is between the broker, independent agreement between the broker and the salesperson. Very good. 35. The practice of refusing to lend. Really, Keith? You want to?
No, I'm reading.
You reading?
Hey, sure.
Yeah, I lift my glasses up. I'm serious.
That's what I do sometimes, right?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I don't like that one.
The practice of refusing to lend mortgage money in certain neighborhoods is called blockbusting, redlining, bird dogging, or steering. Refusing to lend. correct answer for 35 is refusing to lend. This should be automatic. Correct answer for 35 is
B.
B as in boy, redlining. Refusing to lend or to insure, automatically redlining. All right, 36. In the real estate sale, transfer tax fees are usually paid by the seller, state, buyer, or broker.
A.
Excuse me.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to start giving you new questions. In a real estate sale, transfer tax fees are usually paid by the correct answer is correct answer is she said it.
I didn't say nothing. I'm just saying.
Correct answer is seller. Yes. 37. Which of the following should you accept as evidence or proof of ownership in the state and land? Quitclaim deed, title insurance policy, warranty deed, or affidavit. Which of the following should you accept as evidence or proof of ownership of an estate and land?
Huh?
Correct answer for 37 is
C? Or I'm just guessing.
correct answer for 37 is B as in boy. There's
Why?
only 4 evidences or proof of title that we know. Abstract of title and attorney's opinion, title insurance, Torrent certificate, or certificate of title.
As evidence?
Evidence. A warranty deed.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Okay.
Yep, got it.
Okay. See what you started, Keith? We got another yawner. It's bouncing.
That's not a 5 job, it's not you.
I know, I'm a teacher. You think he'll hear?
An appraiser. Listen, I've been teaching since this morning, right?
Now he's better than that. Don't worry about it.
An appraiser that right. An appraiser would not generally use which of these items to determine the replacement cost or of a building. Would not use which of these items? Square footage, unit in place, original cost, or quantity survey. Which one would an appraiser not use to determine the replacement cost of a building? And the correct answer for 38 is C as in Charles. Very good, because the original cost does not matter for value. Right? Even if you didn't know anything else. The original cost,
Could have been built 200 years.
200 years ago. It could have been $2. What does that matter for the current value? Nothing. So even by process of elimination, that's where we would get. 39. Which of the following hazards requires a federal disclosure form in a residential purchase? Radon, lead-based paint, formaldehyde, or asbestos? Write down the answer. Which of the following hazards would require a federal disclosure? You miss L for the giggles?
Yeah, she went crazy over this one.
Yeah, she loved this one. She's coming in the next session.
At night.
All right. That means we're going to have new giggles. Correct answer for 39 is
B.
B as in boy, lead-based paint. Very good. Try to give enough time for Malik to catch up. That's yes, that's late. All right. Can't hear you. What? Well, it's still taking him time, so therefore he has closed the book. Frank rents an apartment under a 2-year written lease. After 1 year, the building is sold. Which statement is true? The sale has no effect on Frank's tenancy. Frank must renegotiate with the new owner. Frank must leave after 60 days notice by the owner, or the new owner is free to increase the rent immediately. Write down the answer. I'm the tenant and I rent a 2-year lease. The building is then sold. Which of these is true? Correct answer for 40 is
A.
A. It does not matter because there is a standing lease. We must honor the lease. 41. We don't have L, we have Keith. Everything good, Mr. Giggles? He's containing himself. No calculators are needed here. In 1977, a family purchased their house and lot for $53,000. They made no major improvements. They originally sold it for $224,550. How much do they owe on their gain? Nothing. Nothing if they purchase another home within 24 months, 15%, or 20%.
I don't know.
They bought the family home 1977 for $53,000. They sold it for $224,000. How much do they owe on their gain? Correct answer is
A.
A. Nothing at all.
Wasn't there
No.
something that you talked about, capital gains and 15%?
6 months.
Investment properties.
Investment property, and you have 6 months. Even though if it didn't say family
Doesn't matter.
purchase, if it was investment, then it would be capital gains.
That's what I was trying to say. That is for investment properties. Here, the key thing was family purchased their house. That's where they live. Okay? If it said investment property, now we would look at the other answers. Okay? 42. A realtor is any active broker, an attorney in fact, any licensed agent, or a member of a trade association. Correct answer for 42 is
D.
D as in David. For you to be called a realtor, so disruptive. You got to be a member of a trade association called National Association of Realtors.
His face.
43.
Keith, come here. Sit in the front.
Actually, you should come here and
Keith.
stand in the front so I can go there and sit down in the back. All right. A broker, it'll be a lifelong dream. Right, Mr. Bellamy? Mhm. A broker received 2 offers at once. One through a salesperson in his office and one from a competitor. What should the broker do? A, submit the salesperson's offer first because he's the lister. B, submit both offers at the same time. C, submit the competitors first as a matter of courtesy. Or D, reject both offers and tell the seller to try for a higher price. Never write the answer until I'm done. Anyway, some of the offices out there should learn the answer that's about to come. Correct answer is?
E.
What is it?
E.
B as in boy. It doesn't matter where the offer comes from. We must present all offers right away. Okay? There's a lot of offices that what they do is this. Well, if it's in-house deal, let's present this one first. Some offices automatically go for rejection, try to get higher. Even if it's good, if it's bad, it doesn't matter. Huh? I know. Now, 44. The act by which all parties agree to the terms of the contract is known as, should be easy, legality of the object, consideration, meeting of the minds, or informed consent. 44. The correct answer is.
B. Isn't
Thank you. Can anybody say A since we had it? Correct answer is
C.
meeting of the minds. We're all in agreement of the terms. Both our minds, seller and buyer, are in agreement to everything.
aren't they supposed to get in the meeting?
Huh?
Don't they go in the meeting? Consideration, doesn't they accept the terms?
Consideration is money. Here's the house in exchange for money. Consideration is exchange of value. Meeting of the minds is not that we're meeting each other. It's our minds, our thoughts are in agreement with the terms. Okay? 45. A refusal to rent to a couple because they are unmarried violates no law, New Jersey law, the Civil Rights Act of 1866, or the Fair Housing Act of 1968. Refusal to rent to a couple because they are unmarried violates, correct answer is? Hmm?
B.
Mhm. It violates New Jersey law. They added marital status, they added gender, and affectional preference, all that stuff. 46. Exemption from a portion of property taxes is available to qualified veterans, qualified senior citizens, qualified nonprofit organizations, or all of the above. Correct answer for 46 is D. All of the above qualify for reductions or exemptions. Okay? 47. Those who are entitled to inspect all documents recorded in the county clerk include bank employees, private individuals, tax assessors, there's coffee in the back, or all of the above.
I already had.
Have more. I'm going to tell them to make it stronger. Correct answer.
Can you start losing people?
Right? That was Tiffany. It was not the coffee.
I brought food, I did everything.
You try to win them back, but
No, I put the food first.
She disappeared when
No,
Chad
after.
was yesterday and then brought
See.
me back and now Malik is gone.
and Travis is good.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
What you doing, girl?
Pizza. The only person that the pizza brought was her. Like pizza. Ooh, coming back.
Yeah.
It's the only person. All right.
On the video.
47. Correct answer is
D.
all of the above. Very good. 48. The seller lists the home for $400,000, and the listing broker tells a prospective buyer to submit a low offer because the seller is desperate. Let's go at this again. The seller lists the home for $400,000. The listing broker represents who? The seller. But they tell a buyer, hey, lowball it, they're desperate. The buyer offers $320,000 and the seller accepts. In this instance, the broker violated the agency relationship. The broker did not act improperly because no one was hurt. The seller sold, the buyer bought, we got commission, we're good, right? The action was proper because it obtained a quick offer, or the broker was properly looking out for the buyer's interests. Correct answer is
A.
A. They violated the agency relationship. If I represent the seller, seller first, then me, then everybody else. You got it? 49. When real property is sold at a foreclosure sale and not enough money is realized to pay the mortgage, the lender may seek a deficiency judgment, foreclose on real estate owned in that county, file a garnishment of the borrower's wages, or ask a court to seize the borrower's bank accounts. The answer for 49 is
A.
A is an apple. Seek a deficiency judgment. 50. Which of the following represents economic obsolescence? Rusted boiler, poor floor plan, outmoded plumbing, or car lot next door? 50. Which of the following represents economic obsolescence? And you're like, what is obsolescence?
I know what's up. I don't know what's economic.
Okay. The correct answer is
A.
Nope.
D.
D as in David.
D.
Let's go back to what we started with when Keith said, let's look at the options.
I know
By
it's
common sense, if we look at the options, all of them are inside the house except one.
so that would be
Economic obsolescence is also called
exterior. No.
external.
Yeah, external. Extern, exterior, whatever. It's the same thing.
Malik's like, what's today's menu? Only coffee?
I know.
He's trying to see, if we drag him here, like he got dragged. So we have blackberries
And strawberries.
and strawberries. You brought strawberries? Oh, you brought strawberries too?
Look this up.
All right, and we have real food coming in a little bit.
Lobster.
No,
Just saying. Just say lobster.
fine, lobster is coming.
I don't know lobster.
Huh?
Look, lobster.
I'm still, you owe me a lobster. I'm still waiting.
Oh yeah, you want me a lobster too? Me and him?
What about y'all split me up?
Who? When?
Both of you.
When?
I had to figure out.
When?
He told me, sorry, I'm going to hang out with important people.
I don't remember that.
You definitely
No.
I didn't say that.
Nah.
51.
He's like, hey, eat my cake. I was like, but I don't want the cake. I want to take you out. He's like, no, it's my birthday. I do what I want to do. I was like, okay, but that's a little rude.
The law that requires most real estate contracts to be in writing.
I think it's true.
The law that requires most real estate contracts to be in writing is known as a statute of dissent, estoppel, frauds, or limitations. The law that requires most real estate contracts to be in writing is known as statute of, correct answer is?
C.
C as in Charles. Fraud. 52. Bart O'Malley is a licensed salesperson who completed a difficult transaction. Bart may accept a bonus from grateful seller, the buyer, his own broker, or any of the above. Bart O'Malley. Correct answer for 52 is
A.
C as in Charles.
I was thinking, I was
Broker.
my answer actually.
Who can pay you?
On the broker. But there's someone,
Grateful Seller is a rock band. No, it's Grateful Dead. But
I changed my answer, so it's okay. It's all fine.
you can't change your answer like that. State exam, you gotta know what you're doing.
All right.
What was that?
You know, stop bullying me.
No. It's a white person thing.
This is crazy. And you lied, by the way, in case you forgot.
Well, it's an inside joke that the whole world knows now. Anyway,
She's probably watching.
you think? Hi, Charlene. All right, so Keith told me. All right, custom built house. Pay attention to this. 53. A custom built house containing 2,320 square feet has been constructed on a $28,000 lot. Construction costs are $50.25 per square foot. Other fees and costs total $2,780. What is the total cost of the property? They're asking for total cost. That means purchase, construction, and fees. All right, Malika says, oh, miss you guys, and food. How do we fit into the same category? I have no idea, but he misses you guys and food.
Miss you
You'll
too.
be eating food if you're watching this film.
He could be eating food, but it's not the same food. That's what it is.
It's not the same food. That's too much math.
All right. Anybody has the answer? Great. Is it 116,580, 144,000, 144,580, or 147,360? Correct answer is
D.
D as in David. Did everybody get D? Yes? Okay. No? All right. So here's the thing. We have 2,320 square feet, right? Construction is $50.25. So you're going to multiply the square feet by the cost to build. Go ahead. Got it? Now we're going to add the purchase price, 28,000, and you're going to add the costs in fees, 2,700. Oh, there's a huge delay. He just wrote broker, broker, and only broker. You got it? Okay. 54. From which of the following does one obtain an FHA loan? Federal Housing Authority, Federal Home Loan Board, local FHA lender, or Farmers Home Agency? From which one of these do you obtain an FHA loan? You want to answer? You want to answer? You smirk.
Yawning.
I'm sorry?
I was yawning again.
You're yawning again? Okay. Do you know the answer?
See?
Local FHA lender. That's why I said you should answer, because you work for the bank. So, did everybody get C? Katie, no math on this one. She's like, I don't know, FHA, FHA. You were still on the previous one? Okay. But you got it or no?
Yeah,
Okay. 55. A broker may not act for both the buyer and seller without notifying both of this fact after the sale is closed, having both
Levy.
Nobody heard me with you.
You're sitting right next to me.
Did I say anything wrong?
No, I'm just laughing at that.
Okay. Having both signed the sales contract, having exclusive agreements signed by each, or obtaining prior written consent of both parties. A broker may not act for both the buyer and seller without,
D.
correct answer for 55
Sorry.
is
D.
D as in David. Very good. You guys good so far? All right. Even from there, you interrupting, Keith?
Just get a keep on her time.
I have
It's
to.
looking like a service.
All right.
I'm gonna look at you.
We're gonna do just a few more because food's getting here, so give enough time for us to go for a quick break. Now, 56. A building sold for $949,000. The total commission was $56,940. What was the rate of commission? Mhm.
It's too high, the commission.
I think it's too low.
Too high.
No.